Contender Series 2024, week number 7. This is the weigh-in recap show, full card predictions, and the betting breakdown. I'm looking forward to talking about each of the matchups on this card after seeing the fighters on the scales. So make sure you guys smash the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Turn the post notifications on and make sure you share the video too. And also note, I'm going to be live for the whole card starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Fight companion for this week's entire Dana White's Contender Series card. I'm looking forward to it. Make sure you tune into it. And let's jump into the fights. First fight of the night, we have Rose Conceição versus Alexia Thainara. I'm going with Alexia Thainara to get the W over Conceição. I feel like she reminds me a bit of Angela Hill. She has the vibe. She definitely has the haircut too, but kind of see comparisons in the way that they move. She has a very bouncy striking style, and I'd say she's a pretty good natural athlete with good hand speed, pretty nice kicks too. She uses a nice range finder jab, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt to go alongside with all the skill sets that she already has striking. And on top of that, she fights out of the Ribas family gym. She is a protege of Amanda Ribas. She's been in her corner in the past, and I really think that is a powerful weapon heading into a fight against Conceição, who's known as a relatively good wrestler, though when you actually watch her fights, you're not as impressed in wrestling as maybe the hype would have it. She's a 7-time Brazilian national champion in wrestling, but in her most recent fight against the former pro kickboxer in LFA, Elaine Lopez, she was taken down numerous times. She had her back taken early in the fight, and if there was more time, very easily could have ended up getting rear naked choked. I kind of thought she could have lost that decision too. Where Conceição showed me she's got some talent is actually in the stand-up. She worked a pretty nice karate-esque striking style in that fight, kicking well from the long range, even throwing up some high kicks on the former pro kickboxer. I will say the chin is up a bit high, and she doesn't have great boxing in the close range, right? When you look at the zones of fighting, I think Conceição's striking is good from long distance and the medium range with straight shots. But as we get into more of a close, tight boxing range, I think she's at a disadvantage here because of her natural tendency to keep her chin very high and her head very up straight and kind of lacking head movement, but then choosing to throw kind of wild bombs. She doesn't really have the stance to strike like that, whereas Thainara on the other side does strike pretty well in the pocket. At times it can be pretty reckless, but she's got nice overhand shots. She has a bit of power, but she's definitely also very crafty with her jiu-jitsu skills. I can see her getting Conceição's back in this fight. I can see her potentially locking up a choke. Training with Amanda Ribas is a big W. And also, when you look at Thainara's fighting experience, better opposition. She's 1-1 against fighters who are currently in the UFC. The loss, and it's her only loss as a pro, was against Bruna Brazil. And then she also beat Rayane Amanda by rear naked choke. I'm feeling like Thainara's got a good chance to win by submission here too. Let's check out the scales and let's see what these ladies are bringing. Also note it, Conceição, I'm destroying her name. I don't know why. For me, in English, I'm getting a slight dyslexic moment. I'll be honest, I'm blaming the excuse of me being under the weather. With Conceição, she has an OnlyFans account, which I think is a bit of a red flag. She's trying to flex more than the fighting skills, you know? She's trying to make a little extra pocket change to maybe do something else. I don't know what's on that OnlyFans. Maybe some of you are subscribed to it, but I think it's more than just workout vlogs. She looks good on the scale, though. All my shit talk aside. But you giving me the Brazilian Angela Hill? Come on now. I'm going with Brazilian Angela Hill all day. She looks kind of like a pirate, too. I think she's got the goods to win this fight. I think she can pull through. She actually looks like the co-star of that movie Holes with Shia LaBeouf from way back in the day, the dude who got lost in the desert. She kind of looks like that. I'm going with Thainara to win. Brazilian Savage. Even look at the face-off. Look at the posture. She won it, okay? Conceição brought it back. She said, oh, shit, I'm nervous of this girl. This girl's scaring me. I'm a little uncomfortable. She tried to wide-eye her, but no, she knows she's in trouble. She's taking on a crazy girl. Both girls are Brazilian, but I'm going with the savager one. I'm going with Thainara. She looks like a damn Mohican. I'm picking her to pull through. Angela Hill 2.0. We need another one. I'm praying for another one. And she's getting it done. Thainara is the favorite. What did the odds open up at? They opened up at her at minus 160. A lot of love on Rose Constancio. Rose Britu would be a lot easier to say. Can they just change it to that, please? Holy shit. Thainara is good, and I think she's going to win, and I think she's getting a submission as well. Looking at the prop betting side, Thainara by sub, which is my official method of victory call, plus 350. Give me Thainara. Give me submission. I think it's live for the plus money. I think this fight probably goes under at plus 185, but it's a women's fight, so you're playing with fire. But it's Contender Series, so there is going to be fire. So play with it a little bit. We're going Thainara for the submission win for the UFC contract. Give me a second version of Angela Hill, please. Same weight class, too. I need it. Angela Hill 2.0, the Brazilian Angela Hill, getting it done. Let's keep running. Next fight on the card, we have Kevin Vallejos versus Cam Teague. I'm picking Kevin Vallejos, of course, but there's like a meme side of Cam Teague that if he somehow gets this upset win, I swear to you, this guy can become a fan favorite like that. And you'll see why when I bring up the scales. I think I'll just do it right now because it's just worthwhile to appreciate the absolutely hilarious Napoleon Dynamite-esque look that he's got going for himself. He looks like we're back in 1972. He looks like he's macking up all the girls at the club back in the 70s. That's what I'm dealing with here. We got Napoleon Dynamite 2.0. And as far as his skills, he's not bad. He's coming off a big upset win over Austin Lingo. And let me tell you, Austin Lingo was hitting him with hammer shots, was thudding his head. Brutal punches. Pop, 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 pop. Every combination is landing. It's like Teague almost had a magnet to his chin, but he also had a steel chin, so he was able to absorb some heat from Austin Lingo. I think a lot of dudes would have went down. I got to take a sip of this Ghost drink. To be honest, they should be giving me a sponsorship for this. Let me tell you this. Cam Teague doesn't have great striking, though. He's got okay jiu-jitsu. He's more of a guy who takes an ass whooping and makes you gas out, and then he breaks you and he finishes you. That's what he did with Lingo, albeit that stoppage was a little early. Lingo is also probably one of the most one-dimensional fighters we've seen in MMA since 1993 when we had that dude coming in with one fucking boxing glove, the legend, Art. Rest in peace to him, okay? I'm trying not to disrespect the OGs of the game, but, you know, the style of Lingo is boxing only. And Teague used a little Muay Thai and pulled through. But he's taking on Kevin Vallejos, who is the favorite against Gene Silva. This dude was supposed to already be in the UFC. He was looking like a future star. El Chino's the nickname. And if you know Marcos Maidana from boxing, the same nickname, El Chino. I always thought it meant like the killer or the savage, you know. It actually means Chinese. So I guess he comes from Chinese descent over in Argentina. I can see it a little bit. I expect him to be a little more precise because of that slight bit of Chinese DNA on him, bro. He's always landing on his feet and shit. I like Vallejos' striking. He's heavy-handed. He's got good jiu-jitsu. He's well-rounded, but specifically his slickness in the stand-up and power is something I like. He's explosive. He's clean. He's simply better than Teague. The only way Vallejos loses is a la how Austin Lingo sold, by gassing himself out. But Vallejos is 22 with a dream of becoming a high-level UFC fighter, and he's shooting as far as to already call out Movsar Evloev for a debut. Balls on this dude. Maybe he's overlooking Cam Teague a bit, but I don't think it matters because I think Vallejos is going to whoop his ass. So I'm going with Kevin Vallejos. I'm going knockout. We got to go back to our guy, though. Cam Teague is the star of the show. Napoleon Dynamite with the goatee. The dude in the 70s, I'm telling you, that's the style. Then we got Vallejos, El Chino. Looks jacked as always. Absolutely stacked. Then we got the face-off. I mean, yeah, we got a little bit of a height edge, fatigue, a little longer. But, dude, he's not going to beat Vallejos. It's just not going to happen. I can't see it. I can't. It doesn't even make sense. It doesn't compute in my brain. So, Kevin Vallejos to knock Cam Teague out is my official pick. Minus 430. The odds completely agree, as they should, because Vallejos should destroy Cam Teague. Plus 330 for Cam Teague. I respect Teague a lot. And if he somehow wins, I'll be proud of him. But I don't know about it. Over 1.5 is a maybe. Because Teague does have a good chin. But Vallejos has other ways to win besides just boxing, like an Austin Lingo. I do think Vallejos inside distance, which is minus 120, is going to end up hitting. He probably gets a KO, maybe second or third, plus 130 for the KO. If he did lock up a sub, it's all the way at plus 800. Definitely less likely of a submission. Will be more of a, accumulation of damage, which leads then to a damn submission finish for Vallejos. But most likely, Vallejos to chin cam Teague. Emphatic fashion, impressive knockout. Sick win, fun fight. What else can I say about it? Kevin Vallejos was already supposed to be in the damn UFC, and he fought Gene Silva, and he got his ass kicked, but he went to war with him. He was tough as hell in the fight, and Gene Silva's turned out to be the brightest prospect. I mean, one of the brightest prospects of the year. Diego Lopez is now a contender, which is why I didn't consider him. But Gene Silva is up there, man, and Fighting Nerds is taking over. Since then, he's rocked off 2 in a row, both finishes. Granted, not elite level guys, but listen, 6-0 is no joke, and now he's fighting a 7-0 Cam Teague. Vallejos should get it done. Cam Teague also short notice replacement, something to note. And we're going with Vallejos W. W incoming. Next fight on the card, we have Francesco Mazzeo versus Kevin Christian. I'm going with Francesco Mazzeo to win. We need an Italian. That's really all. That's all I have to talk about with this fight. Now, I can actually elaborate on why I think he's going to win. I won't sit here and lie to you, okay? I'm not going to tell you that Mazzeo looks like a god in the stand-up, and he's got that Rocky... Actually, he has more of a Rocky Balboa style because he eats a lot of shots. He's a bit of a chaotic brawler who's fun to watch, but seems like kind of raw and wild, right? His stand-up is still rudimentary, I would say, but he has the natural gift of power, and he's got 4 pro fights, and he's only 27. So I said, okay. As I'm watching Mazzeo, I'm like, man, if he runs into somebody with some decent technical game, like I do think he'll be in trouble. I don't think he's ready for this UFC shot yet. And then we got Kevin Flail the freaking Arms Christian, who didn't fight for a few years, comes back and gets a knockout over in LFA. He got dropped in the first round. He was swinging like a damn madman. The exact style that Mazzeo thrives in. So how am I not going to pick Mazzeo? What, because Christian has a jiu-jitsu black belt? That doesn't mean anything. I mean, it means something, okay? I'm not moronic. It means something if he gets Mazzeo's back. But I'm sure Mazzeo is going to have decent enough grappling defensive abilities to force this into a striking fight. I don't think Kevin Christian is a high caliber wrestler. To be honest, I think that this fight is on the card for entertainment purposes only, because I think this could be an absolutely sensational fight. I'm picking Mazzeo to win, okay? He's Italian. I got to rep with the Italian. You think I'm going against him? I dropped him a message on Instagram before doing the show. I said, Mamma mia, good luck to my Italian brother. Hopefully he pulls through, because the lack of Italian fighters is essentially giving all Italians a bad name of just being big mouths without, heavy fist. But I think Mazzeo can change that narrative, man. We can't just have Marvin Vettori running things. We need a more Italian-looking Italian, to say things honestly. Mazzeo is going to be that guy. Mazzeo to find the chin of Kevin Christian. Yes, Christian is 6'7". He also looks like a bit of a can. I don't think he should be the favorite here. Mazzeo, say what you want about his technical game. He's an active fighter. He's developing. He was fighting in Cage Warriors. And listen, I think the skill set's coming together. And he's got a God-given gift of power. And I think he can find that Christian chin, and he can lay him out, bro. Flatten him. Let's look at the scales, though. The scales tell me everything. The scales tell everything. I'm telling you, bro. All right. Okay. I don't love Mazzeo's physique, because previously he'd been looking jacked. I guess the UFC, maybe Contender Series, they don't allow any Italian supplementation, bro. You can't take your pasta-infused creatine or your Zeppeli-infused protein powders, you know what I'm saying? You're not allowed to do things like that. Cannoli shots, not happening. So that is why Mazzeo might look a little deflated. Maybe he was having grandma's fucking, lasagna a little too often during fight camp. He looks a little fat, but it's okay. I don't care, Because Italian, he don't need the physique. Look at Tony Soprano, okay? He was a savage and he had a beer belly, bro. We don't need fucking abs. Don't give me this Brazilian. Who is this Brazilian guy? Who the fuck is this guy? This guy's going to take out this Italian savage? This guy? Nah. Who's this? This guy's not even Brazilian. He don't even look Brazilian. Would have thought he was from Bangladesh, bro. He's an imposter, okay? I don't know. Kevin Christian. Not the guy, man. Kevin Christian? What type of Brazilian name is that? Who is this guy? This guy just seems like a fill-in, man. He seems like NPC, to be honest. 6'7", random Brazilian with Kevin Christian as his name. 2 first names. I've never seen that last name in Brazil. I'm a little confused. I don't know if this guy is just a fill-in. I don't know if he really exists or not. But hopefully the Italians taking him out. Listen, 2 weeks in a row, guys throwing the arrow. Lopez last week, John Jones Lopez, got dusted with that arrow bullshit. Listen, Christian, you ain't Alex Pereira, okay? Don't disrespect this Italian. And he looks jacked from the side. Give me Mr. Italy all day. He's going to take out the skinny, fat Kevin Christian. Somehow is Brazilian, they say. I don't even buy it. Yeah, we're going with Mazzeo by KO. Okay, and it rhymes too. Plus 122 for Mazzeo. And then minus 152 for Christian. Give me Mazzeo by knockout. I think he can pull it off. Looking at it. Over 1.5 plus 160. I doubt it. It's probably going under. Minus 200. Christian inside distance. Minus 105. Mazzeo plus 125. Then Mazzeo by KO plus 150. Mazzeo by KO has the best ring to it ever. Mazzeo by KO. And hopefully he gets a UFC contract. Shout out to him, man. Francesco Mazzeo for the knockout win. For the KO. W incoming. Kevin Christian's going down. Let's keep running. Our co-main event of the evening. We have Daniel Frunza versus Vadym Kutsyi. I'm going with Vadym Kutsyi, but I got a little worry. I do, because Frunza's got hands, man. Frunza controls distance nicely. I like Frunza's striking. I really enjoy the pressure but patient, calculated stand-up style. He's a guy that's not going to allow you to push him backwards, but he's also not going to overly rush and smother his own strikes. He keeps himself calm, striking well from longer range, picking his shots relatively nicely, landing with nice, precise punches and kicks. I like Frunza. I like Frunza's game, and he's got decent enough takedown defense. But Kutsyi is one of those cases where he's, 17-1. The dude's been fighting a long time. Hasn't fought in nearly 2 years, though, which worries me a tad bit. But he is very powerful. He's got a nice overhand shot, and I'd say his kicking game is relatively good, too. I'd also mention that if this fight was on the ground, the superior grappler I would favor is Kutsyi. And that is a big reason I'm picking him. If I knew it was purely striking, Frunza's live in the fight. But the worry is Frunza getting caught with the looping shot. The worry is Frunza getting his back taken. Frunza, his most recent loss, he got caught by a looping overhand. Went down, back was taken, submission was locked in. Kutsyi also has a nice win over Nardeev last time. This dude right here, who's I think pretty savage, he ended up knocking him out brutally in a fight that he was getting touched up in. And now Nardeev is fighting Bruno Silva at UFC 308. So kind of crazy that Nardeev's getting signed straight to the UFC like that. But granted, freaking super experience. But really where I'm going with Kutsyi is like this guy is fighting at a relatively high level in that damn, Eastern Hemisphere circuit. Frunza's doing good work, taking on Tunzanic and LFA. Good wrestler, but doesn't really offer anything else. That's the issue, right? Fuller, tall guy, okay with the kickboxing, good back control, long, but not really that good. Lindsey Jones, 4-1, and then a 1-1 guy. A loss here to Bellato. Man, I think Kutsyi's is too high-level experience, man. Like, if you look at the guys he's fighting, I know it's been over the course of 5 years, but you look at some of the records, you're like, oh, shit. Like, these are legit records. I mean, if I told you, hey, this guy's been fighting in the UFC for the past 5 years, these are the records of all his opponents, I don't think you're going to disagree. You're not going to bat an eye. Same cannot be said on this side. You get what I mean? So I think Kutsyi with higher level experience will find the way to win. Just sitting and striking with Frunza is a dangerous game, but Kutsyi does have good leg kicks, and like I said, nice overhand, so he has the power option where he could potentially hurt a Frunza, and as much as I say Frunza likes to be on the offensive and he likes to be holding his ground, if he's hurt by a big shot, things can change. But I have a feeling Kutsyi's going to win this fight by submission, so I'm going to pick Kutsyi by sub. I think he actually finds the greatest level of success, great success, on the ground. I think he finds it with a submission. Get Napoleon Dynamite out of here. Holy shit. Where's our guys? All right, they're over here. They're this way. Because Contender Series order is all out of whack. Now, I will say Kutsi's chest thing, it looks like you can see his heart, freaks me out a little bit. I don't know, that's weird. That's worrisome. What if he gets hit right there? Is that the auto off switch for him? I mean, shit. If I'm Frunza, I'm at least trying to punch him there at least once. Then we got Frunza. Is it just me or one of his nipples looks fucking double the size of normal? What the shit? I don't think it's gyno, but I can't really tell from this angle. Maybe. Could just be, you know, one pepperoni, one fucking Dippin' Dot. I don't know, man. It is what it is with the fucking nips, man. Holy shit. Looking at the face-off, I gotta go with Kutsyi by sub, and we're doing it just because of the more damaged ears. When the fight gets to the floor, he'll thrive there. I'm talking a lot of shit, but I mean, he's got more submissions. Like, if you look at Kutsi's record real quick, just to show you guys, because the new people won't know I'm fucking around. I'm talking crap. I'm talking shit. But he's got the tools to back it up. I'm just not running my mouth. Okay, 7 submission wins for Kutsyi. I could see him finding a sub on Frunza. So I'm going to ride with the side of Kutsyi. I'm going to pick him to get it done. Submission is a bit of a favorite at minus 225. I don't really like the odds, but it is what it is. Frunza plus 185 as the underdog. And then looking here, over 1.5 is pretty likely at minus 170. And like I said, Kutsyi by sub is the official call. It's only plus 215. Unfortunate line. I think Kutsi's MMA experience pulls it through, and he's taking out Frunza. But I like Frunza's style, and he's a fun guy to watch. Wouldn't be pissed if he won for the sake of MMA, but I'm going to go with the Belarus Savage to pull through at 33. They're not looking for 33-year-old contenders, Kutsyi, so you better finish this damn fight. Next fight, it's going to bring us to our main event. If you guys haven't yet, make sure you smash the like button. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe it up. We got Bailey Schoenfelder versus Danilo Voievodkin. Damn, son. Voievodkin. What a name on him. But I'm going with Schoenfelder to beat Danilo. I think that you have to favor this experienced MMA veteran. I know he's old, but he's got less fights. Yeah, but dude, this guy is taking out absolute cans, okay? Danilo, because I'm botching his last name, Voievodkin, he's taking on scrubs. Like, go watch some of his recent fights. He's taking on fatties, bro. Just absolute cans. Dudes that are fat, 100 pounds overweight that should be fighting at 155, not 275 or 265. I don't know if they even have weight caps wherever he's fighting at. But to give respect to Danilo, he is a Kyokushin karate fighter. He does have good strikes from the longer distance. Decent hooks closing the gap. He's got a bit of stinging power. Snappy kicks, and I would say he kicks to the legs fairly well for a guy that comes from Kyokushin karate, because normally it's like above the waist only. He's also done traditional kickboxing, but like when you watch him fight MMA, he's running over guys that can't fight. I have no idea how Danilo Voievodkin's grappling looks at all. Okay? He could have 0 grappling defense. What I know is Schoenfelder is good. I think Schoenfelder is actually special. Now, he gives very Tanner Bozier 2.0 vibes. He's a better version of Tanner Bozier. I'm going to say that straight out the gate. The mullet is absolutely dope, okay? So we got to just add 50 points to his skill set right there. I might just pick him just because of that. But no, I'm picking him because Schoenfelder's got pretty calculated striking. MMA striking is badass, okay? I don't care. Kickboxing background is good, but it's not the end-all, be-all. We've seen guys with kickboxing backgrounds get their ass whoops. Just because Alex Pereira and Israel Adesanya have done great coming from kickboxing and done MMA doesn't mean you do kickboxing. Now you're going to be outstriking every MMA fighter. Not going to happen. Schoenfelder's very light on his feet. He's very quick. He's a smaller heavyweight. He's at 230. So, honestly, he's light as they get. Like, most of these heavyweights are at least 235, 240, and he's weighed in the 220s in the past. He's clean. His technical skill set on the feet is nice. I like his jab. He picks his shots well. He knows when to enter. He knows when to break out. He also can time takedowns, and if the fight goes to the floor, he's very heavy from top position, regardless of his body weight. Also has good takedown defense. I think Schoenfelder's live to absolutely destroy Danilo Voievodkin on the ground. And if I'm botching Voievodkin's name or I'm saying it like too Ukrainian, I'm sorry, bro. I'm going quick with it. I think Schoenfelder from mount, ground and pound, or Schoenfelder by submission. I think this is going to be a bit of an ass whooping. And I don't think Danilo is UFC level. I just think that he's a big Ukrainian. So they brought him on the card because, you know, it sells. And Schoenfelder is the guy. Berserk is the nickname. Bro, how is Schoenfelder not the guy? It's a guarantee, all right? Schoenfelder's winning, bro. Trust. Trust the process. Trust Schoenfelder. You don't fade the mullet, okay? You don't fade the mullet. All right. We got Danilo Voievodkin, who looks, I mean, he's chubby fat. He's a little fat, man. He's a big boy, though. Big boy. Fight to the end. Okay. Kind of like a worse version of Diego Lopez's tattoo, or it kind of looks more like Kyle Barajos' tattoo. Okay, so losing some points on the ink. Nah, I respect it. I'm talking shit. Then we got this savage, 230, but jacked with abs at heavyweight, and the dude's back is crazy. Look at his width. I'm telling you, he doesn't have to weigh that much because the dude is just exceptionally strong. It's not about weight sometimes, man. That physical strength is a real thing. And you can see Voievodkin looking nervous at this face-off. He looks like a guy about to get his ass kicked. Chubby versus abs. Full-size heavyweight. I don't know. Voievodkin loses 30 pounds of fat. I think he's skinnier than Schoenfelder. So I think that Schoenfelder's on his way to doing a showcase. I'm picking him to get it done. I think he's got a well-rounded game, but I do actually like his timing a lot and footwork. He's definitely one of the faster heavyweights. And he could potentially end up making a run at 205 pounds. I don't think that's a horrible idea. But right now, handling the fat, slow heavyweights, I think he's going to have his way with them. No problem. Schoenfelder, dominance, minus 700. The lines agree. Danilo, plus 500. He's a huge underdog. Doesn't matter. Schoenfelder's winning this fight. The under 1.5 minus 200, most likely. Schoenfelder inside distance minus 450. Schoenfelder KO minus 180. Submission plus 350. He might get a submission. Schoenfelder could lock up a sub. But he also has power. And he's also got good ground and pound. And just something to know about Danilo is it's not like he looks like a god in all his kickboxing fights. He did the Kyokushin karate. Like, he looked okay. He didn't look exceptional. He didn't look to have any crazy skill set where I'm like, wow, that guy's going to take out Schoenfelder. Whereas watching Schoenfelder last time out against Velasco, I mean, he destroyed him. And Velasco fought Gaziev and took his back early. Baduzaki's horrible, but it's all good. Listen, some wins here against Bellator talent. Corey Morenberg, man. This guy was a letdown. He was 9-2 as an amateur, I think, or 9-1. And he's like 3-7 as a pro now. Sad. I'm going with Schoenfelder to find the finish. Live for a submission. If you're looking for the biggest plus money prop, is that submission call for you gamblers out there. But Bailey Schoenfelder to showcase, getting it done, finishing Danilo Voievodkin, ground and pound or submission, inside distance for sure. Schoenfelder for the W in the main event and the UFC contract. Now, those are the predictions for this week's Contender Series card, but I'm not done yet. I want to discuss what I think could potentially be formulated with a parlay. Now, I think that Christian and Mazzeo inside distance is very likely. You can do an under 2.5 or an inside distance there. Potentially putting that in with a Vallejos side because I think Vallejos is going to win. And then a Schoenfelder inside distance. You can lock those three together. Yes, the odds are not great. And I'm not even looking at the odds for it because I'm talking about confident calls. I do think Kutsyi has a good chance to beat Frunza, but I got a lot of respect for Frunza. And I'm not as crazy about going against him in a parlay. But if you went just straight down the center, you think I'm sweeping the card. Thainara, Vallejos, Mazzeo, Kutsyi, and then Schoenfelder for the 5-peat. It is live to hit. Now, if I went and removed, lesser confident calls, obviously an underdog could get removed with Mazzeo, or you could potentially just go that fight ending inside a distance or under 1.5 rounds if you're a real savage. But I do think Mazzeo's live to knock out Christian. I just worry about a submission threat if Mazzeo gets crazy. Thainara should win against Rose. I think she's going to pull through nicely. Close money women's fight favorite. I see her getting it done. I think Vallejos winning. Schoenfelder put those three together. Want to be a savage with Kutsyi. But, you're going against Frunza. Frunza is Italian, Greek. I don't know. It's a similar genealogy, so I got a little more respect. I'm a little bit hesitant. But I do think Kutsy's live to win. But that underdog Mazzeo knockout, just touch, I think is live, man. I do think it's live. Bet the parlays intelligently. Contender Series, you have two ways you can play it. Absolute chaos and look for the massive plus money by mixing in props. Or you go safety mode, but nothing safe with Contender Series, okay? Because these guys simply, they're unproven at the highest level, and they're trying out for the UFC. We're going to find out everything we need to know about all of them tomorrow. So make sure you guys tune into that Fight Companion. Do your own research if you're betting. Don't just bet recklessly, man. Do your own research. Study a little bit, especially if you're betting Contender Series, man. Because these guys have not showcased their games at the highest level. We find what we can find on them, but you got to have a little blind faith. I hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown, the per usual Contender Series weigh-in recap show. I appreciate you all for tuning in. If you're wondering what this is, because I want to breathe through my nose, man. I got a little cold right now, but I'm fighting through it like a savage for my people. Appreciate you all. Smash the likes. If you're new, subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the picks, and then drop a W in the comments if you got nothing to say. But just enjoy the content. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.